Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. I'm not going to spend any time on the level one and level two because we've already talked about level one, how we need to go ahead and get the Ed puzzles, I'm sorry, the Quizlets and e-quizzes. Level two, we already talked about that. There's already a video on Ed Puzzle walking you through that. So what we want to look at is the forest fires for level three. And this goes for any occurrence, but we need to look at what do we know and draw our evidence loop for it. So it's asking us how this illustration demonstrates feedback loop interaction between spheres. So burning forest is releasing carbon dioxide, representing a positive feedback loop, and we want to know how do we know that? Okay. First thing we're going to look at is what we know, and then we'll explain how that happened in the reasoning portion. So here I've got my trees, okay, and they are on fire. Okay, so I've got trees on fire. All right, increasing the CO2. We'll have that be increase CO2 is going to be our input. All right, so over here, the forest fire happens to be the motive input. So we've got increased CO2 in the atmosphere. Forest fires cause increased CO2 in the atmosphere. Increased CO2 in the atmosphere causes an increase in atmospheric temps. Increase in atmospheric temps causes increased evaporation. Increased evaporation causes drier soil or drought. Drier soil causes trees to die and dry. Dry, dead trees causes more forest fires. Okay, so that takes us through our evidence loop. Now we need to actually look at the reasoning, and I'm going to draw this out on here, but you would do it in paragraph one. We'll go ahead and take a look. We have the forest fire. How is that going to increase the CO2? So smoke from fire has extra CO2, okay, that was released during combustion. Okay, so we've got the combustion of these trees. Okay, we've got the oxygen plus fuel producing CO2, H2O, and releasing energy. So we've got increased atmospheric temperature. How is, I'm sorry, increased CO2 in the atmosphere, how's that going to change the temperatures? So we have CO2 is a greenhouse gas, increasing energy trapped by the atmosphere. Okay, and I know you can't read that because it's sloppy, but increased CO2 in the atmosphere, we know that it causes increased atmospheric temps because of the greenhouse effect, and it increases the amount of greenhouse effect, which would then catch more energy, raising the temp. Okay, now increased temperature causing more evaporation. We know that warmer temps, air, and carry slash hold more moisture or humidity. Okay, so warmer air can hold more. That's why it's able to evaporate more. Increased evaporation, drier soil. Okay, so evaporation. How do we know that the increased evaporation is going to cause drier soil? We know that because water leaves soil and is